endeavors both internationally and nationally, with offshore manufacturing, importing, and exporting biologies. Dennis is also a certified communications coach, assisting individuals, entrepreneurs, and corporations to enhance their messaging skills to build lasting, mutually beneficial relationships, which result in faster, higher profitable growth. Today's world of social media dictates messaging that attracts clients, creators, and new partners. Directed his focus to natural alternatives for health and wellness, resulting certifications in hypnotherapy and nutrition with an emphasis on health coaching. His most recent contribution was the development of a program that breaks the cycle of addiction. Dennis enjoys sharing his life lessons with a newfound purpose of restoring health and wellness to thousands. Dennis thoroughly enjoys his Toastmasters experience, which began in December 2019. He has held arms and vice president of membership in the Del Rey Newsmakers Club number 2225 with a current status of level 5 Pathways presentation and entering Pathways program for leadership. Dennis is a U.S. Coast Guard boat captain, a scoutmaster, leadership mentor, an inventor, a musician, an avid outdoorsman with a fondness for cooking. Please help me welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Dennis Paul.
Thank you. May I have a mic check, Berlin? Welcome, Toastmasters, dignitaries, and special guests. As you know, my name's Dennis Paul, and I'm so very pleased to share this presentation with you. Imagine how humanity would appear if we communicated in one world language. Interestingly, more than 7,100 languages are spoken in the world today. And while many of us speak the same language, we do not always understand or accept what someone says. Many times this leads to family misunderstandings, disputes, legal battles, or broken relationships in both business, in marriages, and families. On a global level, it might result in major consequences. For those of you gifted with multilingual abilities, I ask you this question. How difficult is it to translate a phrase or a concept while keeping the integrity of the thought? It's tough. But what if there was a solution? In Star Trek, the Universal Translator was used by the Federation. I still have mine. The translator was developed by Ensign Hoshi Sato, the communications officer on the Enterprise. She invented the lingua code matrix. It was supposedly first used in the late 22nd century on Earth for the instant translation of all the well-known Earth languages. And her lingua code was modeled after the science of personality coding named Bank, introduced by a woman in the 21st century, Sherry Tree. Rather than using psychological profiles, the decoding was based upon the person's values. These codes became one of the 4 types of values, resulting in 24 different combinations of messaging. A good example of poor messaging is when Captain Kirk and the Klingon General Kang, Captain Kirk sends this message. It says, "My name is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Let us have a peaceful discussion to determine how we may work together. Unfortunately, Captain Kirk did not use the bank lingua code decoder. His message came out in Klingon as translated to Klingon from the English. The message was simple. My name is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. You are a filthy dog and we are going to exterminate you. Needless to say, you can understand why General Kang's response was so harsh. And then Kirk realizes his mistake. Too late. Well, let us come back to Earth and continue on a more general level of understanding. No longer do you have to imagine speaking the same language wherever you go, because now it's spoken in over 40 different countries. This scientifically validated decoding acronym, BANK, begins with determining who you are and what values form your messages. Then the person you're interacting with is then assessed to determine their values and their form of messaging. This is the only technology in the world that has been scientifically validated to predict buying behavior in less than 90 seconds. I invite you to begin cracking your own code for free. Now, this would normally be $99, but if you use my link, you're able to crack your own code. And that is my gift to you for being here today. If you're unable to access the link on a second device at this moment, I'll make it available for you later. The bank technology is personality-based. This identifies the values of the individuals, yourself, and the people around you. Bank is people-centered, and this means building relationships of all types. Bank is profit-focused. This is a powerful tool that accelerates business profitably and offers unlimited earning potential that may change your life in a big way. And finally, bank is purpose-driven. The purpose is to bring the world together as a human community, all speaking the same language of relationship and understanding. The program centers on 4 personality codes. Blue, B, stands for blueprint. Red, A, stands for action. Yellow, N, for nurturing. And green, K, for knowledge. It becomes clear that if you are one color, blue, your message is only resulting in 25% effectiveness because you're only reaching other blues. So you're missing 75% of the other personalities. But let's review each one of these types and see which one you are. So let's look at the blueprint. They love stability and structure. They like systems and planning, processes that are predictable. They love responsibility, duty, rules. They love credentials and titles, and they're really focused on tradition. So to communicate with a blueprint, you want to be professional and organized. You want to be on time. You want to have a step-by-step plan that you can give them. And don't be pushy or exaggerate in the information you give them. Provide them with facts, proof, and references. Show them the system for success. Minimize the risk to get involved and stay within budget. Then we have the action. They love freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, opportunities, excitement. They're generally the center of attention, and they always have to be stimulated. They love to compete and they love to win. They're some of the most fun people to be around, but they maintain an image. They generally drive a nice car, have a Rolex, nice suit, or nice dress. So in addressing an action individual, you want to be cool and dress to impress. Display excitement and enthusiasm, but skip all the small talk and get straight to the bottom line. Have a sense of urgency, and remember, time is money. Have fun, Sell the sizzle, the lifestyle, the dream, but don't overload them with details, charts, or too much information. Introduce them to other successful, powerful influencers, especially in your networks. Action people love to be charismatic. Then we have the nurturers. Their values are relationships, authenticity, but nurturers love to develop their own personal growth and significance. They love teamwork and they love involvement, and they're always involved in their community. A lot of charity organizations. They have very high ethics. They love harmony. They truly believe in morality, and they are givers. So with a nurturer, what you want to do is you want to be authentic, transparent, and genuine. Show them that you care more about them than you do about money. Introduce them to your team or your tribe, and then connect them with others in your community. Talk about the cause that you're passionate about. Share why and how they can support your mission. But always be warm, friendly, and give big hugs. And maintain good eye contact and allow them to maintain that connection with you. Then we have our knowledge individuals, commonly referred to as geeks. I got a little bit of that in me, but we love learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery. Always the first in technology. They love research and development. They love science and universal truths. They love people who have expertise in their field, competence, accuracy, but they also see the big picture. In dealing with a knowledge person, be smart and know your information. No BS allowed. Provide them with resources, documentation, and data to study. Stay logical in your approach. Don't get overly emotional or excited, and be able to debate and defend your product or idea, but also be able to justify your price. Connect with them in terms of being the expert on the subject, and give them time to think about it. Once you understand how to optimize your influence, you impact these 5 key segments: communication, business, relationships, emotional intelligence, and leadership. In communication, imagine giving a Toastmaster presentation where your message struck chords. Not a few, but all the chords where 100% of your audience comprehended and loved your message. Wow. Consider how much more powerful your presentations had become. Let me give you a prime example. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, "I Had a Dream." It's powerful, it's motivating. So let's put it in the bank artificial intelligence code breaker and see what the results are. As I decode Dr. Martin's speech, we found out that not only does he have high action, it's almost off the charts, but nurturing is also very high. So he is focused on motivating people, getting them to come together as a team, as a community, to appeal to their freedom-loving and nurturing values. And of course, this strikes emotions, because all buying choices are made in that emotional realm of our mind. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I'll address business in a moment after focusing on relationships. Let's look at data collected from a variety of sources on relationships. Notice the blue, the most important quality in dating is personality. Red, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Yellow. The number one objective in parenting is parenting the child you have, not the one you wish you had. And knowledge. Most friendships end due to lack of common interest and connection. So this leads to the question, why do opposites attract? Let's take a look. Oh, you're so reliable. You have a job, you pay your bills, and you've got food in the fridge. So says the action person to the blueprint, the opposite. Oh, you're so exciting. You're an entrepreneur. You show up unexpectedly and you make things happen. Then we look at the nurture and the knowledge person. The nurture says, oh, you're so smart. You know everything. You solve all our problems. But most importantly, you listen to me. And the knowledge person says, oh, you're so sweet. You pay attention to me. You take care of me. You have so many friends. Why do they repel? Action says the blueprint. Oh, you're so boring. You always do the same thing. You don't take risks. You have too many rules. And the blueprint says, you are so annoying. You don't have a job or a plan. You're always late and you drive me crazy. The nurture says to the knowledge, you're so cold. You don't say you love me. You don't touch me. You don't spend time with me. And the knowledge person says, you're so needy, so touchy. You talk too much and you're too emotional. With a show of hands, who's beginning to analyze your own relationships, marriages, partnerships, and family? Family conflicts are a result of misunderstanding each other's values. Do these families appear to be happy, healthy? Decoding and understanding individual values redirects the conversations that effectively prevent and resolve conflicts. This makes for a happier, healthier, stronger family. I know one case where a young man's suicide was prevented after the family changed their relationship and communication style. The father, the mother, and the oldest brother were all action, fun-loving campers. The youngest son hated camping. He is a knowledge value that only wanted to work online science-based projects. But they found a balance, and now the entire family is happy, and so is the young man. Previously, I mentioned that bank codes is a game changer for business. Yes, work smarter, not harder. I'm sure you've all heard that before, and get superior results faster. As a subconscious mind trainer, bank has changed my practice significantly, and I'll share a few examples along the way. According to Salesforce, 66% of the people are turned off. This is like the car salesman I just dealt with. He didn't want to listen about my needs. He didn't know the details of the vehicle, and I'm a car aficionado, and his demeanor only made me want to get out of there. So I took my son to another dealership and I said, watch this. I cracked the salesperson's code, the manager's code, the operation manager's code, the finance manager's code, and drove out saving $12,000 on the original deal. The problem with most salespeople, they're not adequately prepared and they turn off the buyers. Only 18% of buyers will buy from a salesperson who doesn't match the buyer's personality type versus 82% success when the personality types are aligned. Quite interesting. 2% of sales are made on first contact, 3% second, 5% on third, 10% of sales on the fourth. But 80% of sales are made on that 5th to 12th contact. Think about how much time that takes. And then as a result, 48% of the salespeople never follow up with their prospect. 25% of the salespeople make a second contact and stop. On the third contact, 12%. And then more than 3 contacts, only 10. As a result, 48% of the salespeople never follow up with a prospect. In bank, we use this formula for exploding sales in less time. The V stands for velocity. Think of it like an airliner picking up speed as it's taking off. And then the number sign is the number of sales opportunities you work with times your average deal value times your win rate or closing rate, and it's divided by the length of the sales cycle. That's the time. Now, interestingly, if you increase the number of sales opportunities, say you have 10 and you increase it one more to 11, that's 10%. And your average deal value, let's say for math's sake, it's $1,000. You increase it to $1,100. And your win rate, which is only maybe 2%, you increase it to 2.2. But then you cut the length of that sales cycle by 10%. That ultimately results in a 47% increase in revenues. Let me use a live example here on LinkedIn. I pulled this up. First person that popped up is this executive coach, Darlene Girardi. So I pulled up her bio and I read about it. And she's a major coach with over 21,000 followers that she has. She's not the easy person to get to. So what did I do? I broke her code using the generator for LinkedIn, and voila. Darlene is an action nurturing knowledge blueprint person. Actually happens to be my code. I sent Darlene a copy of the post on building Wonder Woman. It's one of the programs I have. And I focused on amplifying her coaching skills, and boom, within minutes, I get a message from Darlene saying, we need to connect. Now, I don't have a lot of time, and I hate to get into laborious programs that require a lot of time. What I loved about this sales funnel is it saves me time. Let me show you how. I create the traffic. I simply meet people, like we're meeting today, or I meet them on a networking meeting, or I'm doing a one-on-one, or I'm on Facebook. I meet them all over the place. I invite them to crack their code. Then I capture their information and I convert them into sales through the AI generator that automatically sends out the message directly to their code, inviting them to participate in using the technology. You notice there's one letter for action, one for nurturing, one for knowledge, and one for blueprint, using all of the keywords that speak the message to their code. Your exposure at this point is kind of a generalization on how bank changes the face of business. And there's a lot more to this. But when you look at companies like Mercedes-Benz, Shell Oil, the United Nations, the University of Cal, and a list that continues to grow, it's impressive. But then you also have coaches like Les Brown, Grant Cardone, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, and a whole list of trainers, speakers, and coaches using this technology. So I ask you to join me as a Toastmaster to level up your presentations, your relationships, your leadership skills to the highest level. Let's connect and empower humanity together. At this point, I would entertain taking questions and answers. I just entered the chat. I love it. Everybody's relating to their codes. And it's amazing. I will make one point. I never understood the power of bank until I started using it on a daily basis, whether I went to the grocery store, whether I was working at church or some community event. I would see all of the different colors in all of the different people. It does become part of your life. But even more importantly, the change it's made in my family has been tremendous change.
Hey, Dennis, this is Diana. In the
Yes.
chat, a lot of the participants, they share the colors of which color they identify with, and they have those type of comments. However, at this moment, there is no questions.
No
There is a
questions.
question for Lois Margolin. She said, how long did it take you to become proficient in the bank?
Oh, that's a very good question. Originally, I just bought the program to use it. But then I had an opportunity for $1 to use the artificial intelligence and the emotional intelligence built into the program for $1 for 30 days. I hate to say it this way, but it was like cocaine. I got addicted. I began to learn, because when you go to the back vault where all of the training programs are, they have specializations not only on relationships and relationship coaching, dating, chiropractors, real estate. There's a whole bank vault full of gold in there. So I decided to become a certified communications coach with bank, which took me 12 weeks. Now I've taken it 2 more times because there are so much to learn. And as a certified communications coach, I wanted to be able to help other people in their businesses develop a higher level of success. Because when you can grow their business 300 times with a 80+% close ratio in a fraction of the time that it normally takes, I love seeing smiling faces, and I love building my tribe, which are people that are committed to helping other people.
Dennis, we have a lot of participants who joined later in the presentation. Do you think you can give us a brief summary of all the colors so they can identify all the summary of your presentation?
Yes, let me go back to I'll find it right here, and I will share my screen again. Blueprint. The blueprint, like stability, structure, systems, they're planners. They tend to be like accountants. They're within the box. Everything has got a process. And of course, everything's predictable. 1 and 1 equals 2. They're very responsible, very much as duty driven as most people. You will find many blueprints in the military. They follow rules. They love credentials and titles and tradition. Action people, they love freedom. They love spontaneity. They like action, you know, like I think of comic book characters in Marvel, you know, Superman, Batman, all of these characters, they're action oriented. But action people look for opportunities. They love excitement. They want to be the first one that is there taking that opportunity and running with it. They love attention. You'll find them in front of crowds most of the time. They constantly need stimulation, and they love competition, and especially when they win. And they love fun, but their image is very important. Nurturing people, they like relationships, authenticity. One thing I really enjoy about working with nurturers is they believe in their own personal growth and their own significance in contributing and giving back and helping people. They love teamwork. They're always involved in their community or in a charity. They have high ethics. They seek out harmony, and they're big givers because their capital is not money. It's the relationship and the communities that they build. And then we have our knowledge people. I'm going to come down because the screen's blocked. The knowledge people are big into learning. They love high intelligence. They're very logical. In fact, let me ask the question. If you decoded Captain Kirk, General Kang, and Mr. Spock, what codes do you think they would be? Well, we know Captain Kirk and General Kang are both going to be action-oriented. But here's Dr. Spock. He's always talking about logic. Did that help answer that question?
Yes, thank you so much. And I have another question. And how we can find more information about bank?
I am prepared. Let me share my screen one more time. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
When you take and crack your code, I will have the information to contact you. However, all you need to do is email submindtrainer@gmail.com. On WhatsApp, you can send me a text message at 561-441-5278. My website is there. But if you want to talk to me, just for a simple 30-minute review, go to meet.submindtrainer.com and it will take you to my calendar, and we'll get together and have a fruitful conversation as to how bank can change your life. And if you want to know more about what a subconscious mind trainer does, I'm always short on words.
I have another question.
Okay.
Can persons be more than one color, or is thought that there is one color, one dominant color?
Oh, I am so glad that question was asked. I know early in the presentation, I talked about a combination of 24 different codes. Codes may change because when you take the initial crack your code, it depends on the environment you're in, your mindset, how you're thinking at that moment. I've taken my code and cracked it several times, and I see my colors change. Now, I'm an outdoorsman. When I'm outside with the boys, having fun riding ATVs or hunting, I have a totally different code than when I'm at the Breakers Hotel for a major event wearing a tux. My codes completely change. So while we have 4 codes, our codes will interact, and we will have bits and pieces of all 4 codes, but it is the first 2 that are the most dominant. And then the third code is what we refer to as our fight or flight code. That's where we resort to when we're under pressure, when we're put in a situation that we have to deal with, and it's not generally an emotional situation. We have to make decisions quickly. And that third code can also change depending on where you're at and who you are with. So there is a way that you can also take an advanced assessment, which even defines your own code even more specifically. The technology that's involved is extraordinary, and it continues to expand so that we're able to use artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence, and spiritual intelligence to enhance all of our relationships, no matter what relationship we're working with.
Thank you, Dennis. I have another question. It says, how does a high knowledge deal with another?
I'm sorry, say that again, Diana.
My apologies about the last word. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. It says, how does a high knowledge deal with another? I think it will be the green person with the yellow person. How the knowledge person
with the neutral.
Thank you, Lois.
Yes, those are the opposites that attract. Just like the blueprint and the action person are diametrically opposed, so are the nurturers and the knowledge people. So in the beginning, they attract each other. They've got characteristics that really draw us together. I see this a lot in relationship coaching and also dating programs, where they run that assessment now and they're going, holy smokes, this is the dynamics that we've always talked about. Understanding that opposites attract, but opposites also repel, doesn't mean that that relationship cannot be a very happy and fruitful one. We just need to know how to message and communicate and relate to each other. And that's what Bank does.
Dennis, is any way that you can share your contact information in the chat with the participants so they can click on the links?
I would be happy to.
And also participants are saying thank you for your responses and for your presentation. And they are enjoying your presentation.
I appreciate everyone's time today. This is probably one of the most exciting things that I've encountered in my entire career. And it has become such a tremendous tool in helping other people. I watch people just blossom when they use this. This has been a game changer for so many people on all different levels. Email, and if you'd like to meet.
I also have a participant asking if you can share your slides.
Share which slide? The last contact slide?
I think your presentation slides. Or they might contact you directly and they will have the information that they might need.
Yes, they can. Please feel free to contact me. And I do have other information I'll share with you when we do have a 30-minute review, but I'll tailor it to your specific needs. That way you'll have a better understanding as to the value and the results that you'll achieve from this. So if I may, in closing, how does humanity now appear as we're able to communicate in a one world language? I thank you very much. I wish everyone to have an incredible day at the conference. And as my friend Spock says, live long and prosper. He stole that line from me because I always said, be well and prosper. Have a great day, and thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. You were magnificent. I really enjoyed it. Took a lot of notes, that's for sure. All right. Madam Facilitator, do you have where people can go after this?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, then I will be happy to share that. We have 2 more sessions starting at 12 o'clock. Learn how gratitude affects your bottom line. And actually, we have our presenter in this room, Gaia, and I know she's going to be popping over to her room in just a moment. And we also have rediscover and explore new horizons. And that speaker is Carl Culmer. So when you leave here, you go back to the Whova app and you can click on the agenda and the sessions and choose which one you would like to attend. This room will be closing in just a few minutes. I feel like I'm at Disney. This ride is coming to an end. Please depart.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Dennis Paul. From observing the audience, I can see that we all thoroughly enjoyed your presentation this afternoon. Let's show our appreciation with hearts and some loud muted chats, please. Please show our presenters some love.
I would also like to get a couple of pictures. So just give me a moment and I will, let's see. Hold on one moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Anybody else want to turn on their camera? We'd love to see you. There we go, Chanel. Yay. Anyone else? Ernesto's turning his on. There he is. Anyone else? Come on. We're going for a whole nother row. I need another 3 people to turn on their camera. Let's do it. Come on, come on. Anybody else? Nope. All right. Well, we're going to do it this way then. Everybody, I know. Look at Chanel. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing, Chanel. I'm doing my hair. I'm doing my hair. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, smile.
Okay. For all our attendees, our chat monitor has evaluation link in the chat box. This link will be valid for 24 hours, and it is very important to our speaker and the conference team. Let's give a big round of applause and show some heart to our production team. Didn't they do a great job this afternoon? Woohoo! Awesome. We'll be closing in approximately minutes. Again, thank you for attending the 2022 District 47 Reimagine Conference. See you again shortly.
Great job, Mr. Paul. That was really a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
I love sharing it, you know. I don't know if it comes through, but I really do. This is so much fun.
It does indeed. Ivanka, aren't you supposed to be a timer in another room? No, it got changed.
Sorry, no, I'm a chat monitor in this room for the next educational session.
It's
Can
in
you hear
this
me?
room? Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
this
this
room.
is
I have it as a district room. I don't think you're in the right room.
Okay, let me sign out and see where I am then. Okay, thanks.
Ivanka, can you check the chats? Check the production chat and you will see the link, okay?
Okay, I'm in the one coordinator.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, why is Ivanka here? Go away. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and close up this room again. Mr. Paul, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
We'll be contacting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Let's go see those
Bye-bye.
other shows now.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Bye.
Great job.